Hey everyone, and a massive welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving headfirst into a technological shift that is, well, literally reshaping the world right under our feet. We are just going to sit here and rattle off textbook definitions. No way. We're going to unpack exactly how these emerging technologies are actively altering the way we interact, changing our environments, and frankly, rewriting our future. So buckle up because this is absolutely fascinating.
Okay, let's dive into the structural roadmap. We'll kick things off with the evolution of reality, then move on to the invisible engine of AI. And we'll tackle AI ethics and trade-offs. After that, we'll shift gears to extended reality, see AR and VR in action, and finally, bring the whole shebang together in the ultimate synthesis. Let's get right to it.
Section 1. The evolution of reality. Understanding parallel emerging forces.
You know, when we think about technological evolution, it's super tempting to picture it as just a single straight line. But actually, scratch that. It's evolving into two completely distinct forms. On one hand, we've got artificial intelligence. Think of AI as the underlying brain, simulating human decision-making. And on the other hand, we have extended reality, or XR, which is the immersive canvas bridging our physical and digital spaces. Throughout this explainer, I really want you to keep this dual-pronged evolution in the back of your mind. Basically, AI is the intelligence and XR is the environment.
Section 2. The invisible engine, AI, simulating human cognition and machinery. So artificial intelligence is essentially this invisible engine that's quietly powering our entire digital world. And it does this by taking over tasks that typically require human cognition. This generally happens in three major ways. First up is the use of language. This means recognizing incredibly complex patterns, like facial recognition on your phone. Second, operating machinery. AI is literally taking over the physical controls in super complex transport systems, things like cars, planes, and driverless trains. And third is predicting outcomes. This is where AI crunches massive, mind-boggling data sets to forecast future events, like highly advanced weather models. It's all about duplicating human tasks that involve complex decision-making. Let's look at how this actually plays out in the real world. In practice, these applications are laser-targeted at three things: safety, precision, and overcoming human limitations. Take autonomous transport, for example. We're actively removing human error out of the equation with driverless transit. Or look at medical and prosthetic fields. Robotic technology is stepping in to assist people with incredibly precise pinpoint movements. And when it comes to hazardous environments, we can now deploy robots to handle tasks where humans simply couldn't survive. Think bomb disposal or navigating highly radioactive disaster zones. It's a real game changer. Section 3. AI ethics and trade-offs. Asimov's laws and societal impacts. Now, whenever we talk about governing these machines, we almost inevitably turn to the legendary sci-fi writer Isaac Asimov. And this brilliantly illustrates how his mid-century science fiction has essentially become our blueprint for reality. He proposed 3 foundational laws. Step 1. A robot may not injure a human being. Step 2. A robot must obey human orders, unless, of course, those orders conflict with the first law. And Step 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as that protection doesn't conflict with the first 2 laws. It's just such an elegant, early framework for how we can safely integrate autonomy into our society. Fast forward to today, and those sci-fi laws have directly translated into strict algorithmic guardrails. If you look at the top-down flow of this hierarchy, Law 1 overrides absolutely everything else. Preventing human harm is the ultimate, non-negotiable directive. A machine literally cannot obey an order or try to protect itself if doing so is going to cause a human getting hurt. Without this strict structural hierarchy in place, the ethics of autonomy would just completely break down. But look, even with those guardrails securely in place, AI introduces some massive societal shifts. We really have to weigh the systemic benefits against the negative impacts. On one hand, the benefits are huge. We get vastly improved safety, elevated quality, and the incredible advantage of completely removing humans from lethal danger. But on the other hand, the immediate trade-off is job loss. Specifically, roles like bus, taxi, and truck drivers are facing rapid replacement. And furthermore, we're staring down this growing issue of human dependency. As machines take over more and more, we risk losing the ability to carry out these tasks ourselves. It's a fading of intergenerational skills, so it's a really profound balancing act. Section 4. Extended reality, bridging worlds. The ultimate visual canvas. Okay, so having explored the brain of our technological evolution, it's time to define the canvas. Extended reality, or XR for short, is the overarching catch-all term that houses all these immersive technologies that are fundamentally altering our human environments. Whenever you hear the term XR, just think of it as the ultimate bridge. It is the tech that connects our physical reality right into digital spaces. Section 5, AR and VR in action. Layering data versus simulating environments. XR is a pretty broad umbrella, so let's separate its two main pillars. Now, what's really interesting about this is how clearly we can divide them up. First, we have augmented reality, or AR. AR overlays digital information directly onto the real world. Think of playing Pokemon Go. You're layering data, but you are never isolated from your actual physical surroundings. Virtual reality, or VR, is an entirely different beast. VR simulates a totally new 360-degree digital environment. It completely fools your brain and fully isolates you from the physical world. We can actually view this on a sort of reality spectrum. With AR, the primary action is overlaying data. Your physical environment remains fully visible to you, and your isolation level is really low. You maintain total physical awareness of what's going on around you. But switch over to VR, and you are simulating an entire world. The environment is fully replaced, and your isolation is incredibly high because your brain is completely 100% inhabiting that digital space. To really see why this matters, let's look at how XR is fundamentally transforming major industries. In safety and rescue operations, AR can project 3D images over active disaster zones, so first responders can navigate without losing sight of real-world hazards. In retail, you can literally test out virtual makeup on your own face before buying it. Conversely, VR uses that total isolation as a massive asset. The military uses it for high-risk combat and tank training, where being there physically is just too dangerous. And healthcare is blending the two, using XR for 3D imaging to let surgeons practice incredibly complex procedures before ever making a real incision. Section 6, the ultimate synthesis, brains and worlds colliding. All right, so we've looked at the invisible engine of AI, and we've explored the immersive canvas of XR. So the crucial point is this. These technologies are absolutely not evolving in isolation. They are fusing together. AI provides the brain. It's the invisible circuitry processing all the data and making the predictions. XR, on the other hand, provides the interface. AI generates the intelligence, and XR is what allows us to literally step naturally inside it, letting us interact with digital data as if it were a physical object right in front of us. And that ultimate synthesis brings us to a really critical final thought. We noted earlier the very real warning about human dependency and the loss of skills. So I want to leave you with this to ponder. As artificial intelligence increasingly becomes our processing brain, and extended reality increasingly becomes our interactive world, what intergenerational human skills will we choose to consciously preserve? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay focused, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.